This conference will now be recorded.
I opened my IDE, Pycharm. I think you know how to open Pycharm. You just have to type the Pycharm and Pycharm Community Edition. You can see an application. You just click on it and it will open like this. Yesterday I have created one application, one project called a demo, and I added two files. So it opened that. If you want to create a new project, you can simply go to File menu, select New Project. Here you have to provide the location where you want to store your project, where you want to save your project. So give the path. At the place of Untitled, you can provide the project name. For now, just keep the remaining things, virtual environment related settings as it is, and say create. Once you created, so one folder with the project name will be created and some supporting libraries will be added to the project. And V environment and external libraries, these are the libraries and folders that were added by the Pycharm. So the libraries which we are going to use regular basis, those things will be automatically added here, and even Python exe will also be available in your project. That will also be automatically added. And yesterday someone forgot to rename the Untitled, and they tried to rename, but there is no option for renaming the project here. By right clicking, there is no option here, but still we can rename using the file menu. Select the project, go to file menu, and we have a rename option here. Rename project. Please select this and provide a new name here. Save OK. So you can rename the project using file menu rename option. Also, we discussed about Python console here. So it is like a interactive shell for you. You can open the Python console in Pycharm also if you want. You can write your statements here. Say print hello, for example. So type your statement and say enter. It will execute the statement. Also, we discussed about help. So if I type help, so I'll be in help mode. I can check for the syntaxes and description of certain descriptions about a specific topic. So if I want to understand what is a while loop, so I just typed a while here. So it's giving some information like it is used for performing repeated execution of actions. And some syntax also it is giving some sample syntax. Okay, if you are able to understand this description, I don't feel it is so user friendly. If you're happy, you can go with it. Otherwise, you just see examples in Google also. So many articles are there. Even Python documentation is also there. There also you can find some examples. Okay, we'll see that part
Kamal,
also.
could you please tell me from where you got this?
Which one? Help?
Yes, these things.
Console. Okay, console. At the bottom we have a tab called Python console. At the bottom of
Yes,
this
yes,
Pycharm
yes.
ID.
Yes, got it.
Okay, so you have to click this one. You can start the things here.
What?
Okay,
So we have to type the help in order to get these things.
if you want help, yeah, you have to type the help, or if you want to write any interactive statements, you can write the interactive statements directly. It's
Okay,
same
okay, okay.
like your IDLE
Yes,
command
yes,
prompt.
yes, yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay, same thing we are having in different places. Just I'm trying to show that. Okay, that's it about Python console. Let's begin with our editor. Oh, this is your editor, the big pane you are seeing here, this panel. Here you can write your project and you can execute that. So here, so how many files you are opening here? All the files will be listed here in the tabs format. If you want to go to hello Python, you just open it. Second dot Python, open the second Python. You can close them also if not required. If you are opening so many tabs, you can close them, and from the project folder you can open whatever you want. Just point on the file, just press double click, it will open. So you can open this file and you can start writing. So let me add a new file. For example, to add a new file, I have to right click on my project. I want to add the file to my project. So I'll select a new and I want to create a Python file. There are some other options also like HTML files and all. So for now, let's focus on Python. So I have selected Python file. I just right clicked on my project folder, selected new, and Python file I have selected. I'll say here. Now I'll say first program, for example, first program, and I'll say enter. Now first program.py, one file is created and editor is available with the cursor focus available here. So cursor is focused on my first program.py. I can start writing my program here. So if I write print first program, for example, and save it, I said control S to save the file. I saved it. Now if I run, if I want to run this one, if I can press the shift F10 or I can select this play button. But if you see here, if I click on the play button, which file is going to execute? The second file is selected here. The second.py file which is available in my project, that is selected here. So if I run play button, second.py file will be executed. But actually I want to execute first program.py. This program is not yet executed at least one time, so I cannot see that file in this drop down list. Only I can see hello, only I can see second. I can't see first program.py. So how to run this or how to change the execution default file? So I have to go to run, select this run option, okay, or you can say alt shift F10. If you say alt shift F10 also, this pop-up will come. After getting the pop-up, you will see all the Python files available in your project listed here. So all the files are here: hello, second, first program. These are nothing but these three programs. Okay, I don't want to touch any configurations and all. I'm just focusing on the files. So I'll just select this first program. I just clicked on the first program. So it is selected here. First program is selected and executed also. And we also discussed about this output part. So last line indicates that if there are any errors in your program, it will say exit code 1. If it is smooth execution, there are no problems, we will get exit code as 0. The first line is actually execution command. So this is the path of your python.exe file. So this is available under your Python May 2020 demo project, virtual environment, scripts, python.exe. Actually, when we are creating a project, python.exe file will also be copied into your project, so that even though you are copying this project to another location, the references will be there. So it will be executed. So when we are running this, so it is pointing to python.exe, and this is the path of the file we are going to execute. First program.py, where it is located, Python May 2020, and demo is the project name. This is the file name, first program.py. So this is going to be executed. And in between this execution and process finished code, whatever we are seeing is the output for our program. So the output here is first program. So this is printed here. Hope everyone is clear up to this part. Okay, any questions so far? Please confirm. Are we good? Shall I proceed? Guys, please respond. Okay, please be active, uh, attentive, and focus. Okay, please be interactive, guys. Okay, good. Thanks. Let's continue. We'll see some examples with a print statement. Before talking about a print statement, first I want to talk about comments. Whenever you're writing any program, make a habit of writing the comments. Okay, what is the purpose of the comment, and how the interpreter will consider the comments? I'll tell in a moment now. Okay, if you are writing any big program and now you remember all the code what you have written and all, maybe after 6 months if you are seeing your project, if you are checking the code, you may forget what is the logic you have implemented for that specific function or specific class or in a specific Python file. Okay, so it's a good habit. It's a standard practice we have to follow. That we have to write some good comments for your program. That is one thing. First point, every function, every class, we should know what is the purpose of it just in the first glance. So using comments, we can get that understanding in the first glance. Okay, instead of if one method is there that is having maybe 50 lines of code, for example, if you want to understand what is the logic of written for that 50 lines, you have to go to each and every line and understand it. Instead of that, if you write some comments just above that method name, okay, this method will interact with the so and so database and it will bring some xyz records. Only one statement, if you can write like that, in the first glance of seeing that comments, you can understand that the purpose of the program or function or class for anything. Okay, you can understand first of all, and you don't get a chance to forget even after 6 months of 1 year of reviewing your code. The third thing is, next time when you are handing over your project to some other person, okay, you are giving kt, maybe you are changing the project, or you are moving to another organization, you are changing your company or switching your company, or any other case, some reason you are handing over your project to some other person. So in that situation, of course, you will provide documentation. Whenever he is seeing the code, comments will help him to understand what is the purpose of each element. Of course, the same thing applies for you also. When you are going to take up another project, if it is having proper comments, you can understand very easily. So what is the purpose of each method and all, instead of going debugging every line, we can understand. Okay, and one more thing is, we can understand the history of the changes. We can understand the history of the changes. um, it's how you have to write the comments, what is the template you have to follow, that depends upon your organization and your project coding standards. Okay, so for now, let us try to understand what is comment, how we can write the comment, what are the different ways of writing comments. So for example, this is my program. Assume that I have 2 lines of code. Okay, I'm just writing print statement only. I'll say first line, that's it, and this is second line. Okay, so if I run this program, what happens? I'll get the output like first line and second line. How to write a comment? To write comments in Python, we have to use the hash keyword, hash key. Okay, you just press hash, that is shift 3, and say comment line. Or to have some meaningful thing, test print statements. Okay, whenever I see this statement, I can understand that okay, it's a test, it's a set of test statements. No need to worry much about it. What happens when I am running this program? Not only Python, any programming language you consider, if you put comments when you are compiling the program or when you are interpreting the program, the compiler or interpreter will simply ignore the comment lines. It will not interpret the comment lines, it will not compile the comment lines. It will simply ignore the comment lines and the remaining lines will be executed. Okay, so comment lines are useful only for the developers or programmers. Only for human beings only it would be helpful, not for the compiler or not for the interpreter or not for any system. This is just to understand the purpose of the program, that's it, by the developer. So if I run this program, what happened? I got the output like first line and second line. This is how I can write single line comment. If I have only one single line, I can just place hash so that it will be commented. So after some iterations of execution, I thought like this line is not required for my program. Maybe for now, when I'm performing some tests, I don't want to execute this. Maybe later I want to enable this. For that situations also, you can comment your code. Okay, you can comment your code and you can say run, so that the commented code will be excluded from execution. Okay, if I place hash, whenever interpreter identifies the hash, it ignores simply the next lines. Okay, if I place a hash here, for example, hash, so line 1 I'll say, for example. So what happens now? So the first line will be ignored, and in the second line up to this part it will be executed. Okay, later interpreter identified the hash is there, and the lines available, the characters available after hash symbol will be ignored. Okay, next it will go to the line number 3. Line number 3 is also commented, so line number 3 will also not be executed, it will be excluded. I think single line comments are clear for everyone. Okay, so this is how simple how to write a comment in Python. If it is a single line, just place hash, that's it. Okay, now I'll show you how to write multiple multi-line comments. To write multi-line comments, you have to use triple quotes. Either triple single quotes or triple double quotes will also work. So multi-line comments, line number 2 of comments. Okay, so if you see here I am writing multiple lines here, so all the lines will be considered as comments. So this part is considered as comment and this will be ignored from execution. But with hash we cannot write the multi-line comments. If you are writing some other line, if you see it's not getting grayed out, it is still highlighting only, it's giving some error also, compile time error also it is giving. Okay, this is how you can write the comments in single line comments and multi-line comments. uh, but the practice would be like this. Say for example I am writing this program and I want to write comments. Again it depends upon your organization. So I have to provide the author, maybe Kamal, purpose, demo, program, date. Okay, it's 7th May 2020. If there is any description, any specific dependencies are there, any other information you want to provide, you can provide. So some people follow, like most of the people will follow at the beginning of your program, even if it is a script or program, they will write some comments. So who is the author? So based on the author, if you know the author, if you have any queries, you can contact that person or author or contact person. Purpose, you will understand what is the purpose of this file, when it was created, description or any dependencies. So to execute this file you need to enable so and so service, or you need to have so and so file in your project. Like that, if there are, if you want to share any description, you can share them. Also not only in the beginning, you can provide the comments at just above line of your function and all. When I write the function or class, I can show you that while declaring or defining a class or function, just above that one we have to write the comments also. So what is the purpose of single line comment? You can say like how I have written here. So the purpose of this class is so and so, this, so the purpose of this method is so and so. Like that, we can write the comments. Okay, comments part is clear. Any question? Someone unmuted? Okay, good, clear. Okay, yeah. So make a habit when the reason I'm telling you as a first topic in programming, the comments part, the reason is make a habit. It's a good practice, it's a good habit. Whenever you start writing your program in real time, just make sure you are adding the proper comments. When you are practicing, that is fine, you don't have to write the comments. But when you are writing uh, in the real time, you must add the comments. Any questions? Someone is unmuting. I'm muting and someone is unmuting. Clear. Okay, okay, done. I'll share this file also with you. Yeah. First line, second line, single line comment, and multi-line comment. Now, next, I want to talk about print statement. So I'll add a separate file, print example, I'll say. Okay. Just for your reference, you can have separate, if these are in separate files, you can refer easily. That's why I'm adding in separate files. Okay, print statement, we have seen already one example, hello world, for example. This we all know how it works and how it will be giving the output. Now I'll show you some different ways. Okay, the same hello world I can write like this also, hello world. There is no difference. Okay, if you don't know anything in programming language enclosed between opening and closing parentheses, that's a method or function. That is a method or function. Either it must be a definition of the function, or declaration of the function, or it must be a calling of the function. We will be talking about declaration and defining functions and calling them later, but there will be some inbuilt functions available in every programming language. In Python we have a function called print. Okay, what it will take, we have to provide one text value here. So what it will do, generally in functions terminology we call it as a parameter. We have to pass some text as a parameter. Not only text, you can pass numbers also. Say print 25, I say. So of course it is a parameter. If I run this, keyboard is not okay. Okay, hello world 25. So print is a function. The purpose of the print is to print the message whatever you are providing as a parameter. How you can pass the parameter, you can provide the value directly, like how I have provided 25 in the line number 3, or you can provide some text values also. Text values you can provide in different ways, like print hello world in double quotes, print hello world in single quotes. Both will work. Not only single quotes and double quotes, we can write triple quotes also, like print, like how you have written comments, in the same way you can write triple quotes here, like triple quotes, or I'll say triple single quotes. This will work for me. Print triple double quotes, triple double quotes. Okay. If you see all the 4 lines, line number 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm providing some text. Maybe I'm providing the text between double quotes or single quotes or triple single quotes or triple double quotes. All those are text only in human language. But in programming language, they are actually strings. We call them as a string. String is a data type. What type of data you are using, that will be determined based on the data types. So if you are providing something between quotation marks, that is known as string. Okay. In the line number 5, I provided a print 25. 25 is a number. Okay. In programming world, that is represented as integer, int. Okay, we'll see about that in later. Say for example, if I run this statement, I'm getting the same output. I mean the same way of output. Hello world, triple single quotes, triple double quotes, and 25. So the point here to remember is, to print something in Python, you can use text. If you want to print some text, you can use single quotes, double quotes, triple single quotes, and a triple double quotes. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. So for example, I want to print a message like this, like uh, we are learning Python programming. I want to print like this. Okay, I want to highlight Python with the double quotes. How I can do that? Okay, there are multiple ways, of course, like for everything. So I'll write print statement, for example, like this. Will it work? it will not work. So it tries to understand what does it mean, what is programming, what we are learning, it don't know. So if you enclose within quotation marks, it understands that it is a string. Okay, so if you want to write like this, you can simply put this in single quotes. Okay, so we are learning Python program. I enclosed entire text in between single quotes, and whatever the text I want to keep inside the quotation marks, I have mentioned the double quotes. So now if I run this, I can see the output like we are learning Python, and Python is highlighted with the double quotes. The reverse is also possible. You can write the same thing in reverse way also. So I can enclose the entire string within double quotes. I can enclose the entire string in within double quotes, and it's confusing. Intelligence is confusing. Let me type. Done. Okay, I enclosed the entire string. We are learning Python programming in double quotes, and only Python I have highlighted in single quotes. That is also possible. The advantage of supporting single quotes and double quotes in combination, you can when you want to write something quickly, you can have this kind of combination. Like whatever you want to highlight, you can use a different quotation marks, and the entire string you can use a different quotation mark. Of course, will it work for triple quotes? Yes, it will work for triple quotes also. And there is one more way you can use it in programming world, that is known as escape characters. Okay, escape char example. For example, I'll say like this: I just want to print double quotes, only one double quotes. How can I print? Not only by writing, by enclosing in with a single quotes, I can say I can write the escape characters also. I'll tell you what does it mean by. So if you see here, escape character example double quotes, I want to print only double quotes. Even though I am enclosing the string with double quotes, still I am able to write the double quote. So for example, I write like this. What happens now? Line number 10, try to understand. I think remaining lines are clear. So print, I have mentioned escape character example colon and double quotes. What happens here is this is considered as starting of the double quotes, and this will be considered as ending of the double quotes. It don't understand. So it understands that up to here the string is completed. It don't know why we have opened the double quotes again. Okay, so I want to escape this double quote. When you want to escape something, you have to press, you have to type backslash. So what happens is when you press type backslash and uh, double quotes, for example, it escapes the actual meaning of double quote, and it just consider as a text only. So you can print that text. So this is known as escape characters. We have some characters like new line character, tab character, like that we have. When you want to deal with them, we have to use the escape character. That is nothing but backslash. We will be seeing some more examples. For now, my focus is you to understand about different ways of using print statement. Okay, so the combination of quotation marks we have seen. One example we have seen for escape character. Okay, if you want to place some escape char, okay, or some quotes, just for readability purpose only I'm giving space. There is no any big reason for that one. Okay, I hope it's clear so far. Let me write one more way. Print, I'll say slc comma python. If you notice, if people are coming from Java, C, C++, I'm not placing any semicolon at the end of the line. It's not required. Okay. In the line number 9, what I have provided here, print, I have provided two values here. SLC is one string, Python is another string. What happens now? Those strings will be printed side by side. Okay. Print statement, I mean print function accepts multiple multiple arguments also. Okay, let us see, like print, say some roll number, for example. We'll see. I'll give some 43. What happens now? I provided one string and one number, that is integer. Still, it is working. Okay, line number 10 is clear. So in print statement, if required, you can provide multiple values as arguments. You can provide the same type of data or different type of data also. It will accept. Of course, you can provide multiple strings also. Let me write Python SLC Python learning. Okay, so multiple strings I provided. I'm running it. So if you see here, SLC Python is also printed. SLC Python learning is also printed. Roll number 43 is also printed here. So when you want to have some multiple values to be printed in the same line with some space, you can provide them multiple arguments, multiple parameters for your print statement. Okay, there is one more way again to write print statement. I'll tell you. Print, that is known as index. For example, I'll say first name, some opening and closing braces, last name colon, first opening and closing braces, for example. Okay, now if I say like this, will it work? So I'll say Vamsi, I'll say Kamal. If I run this, what would be the output? So the whole string will be printed and Vamsi and Kamal will be printed here. See here, first name braces, last name braces, Vamsi, Kamal, it is printed. I want to consider these opening and closing braces as indexes, and I want to place this Vamsi here and Kamal here. Okay, sometimes this is known as string formatting as actually. So when you want to format your string and you want to pass some variables to it to replace the indexes, we can do that. Okay, I'll tell you how. So instead of providing like this, I'll say format. That's it. Okay, so what I did is I provided one string here. Okay, in that string I have provided two placeholders. I did not provide the actual string. Maybe while I am writing the line number 12, I don't know what values I'm going to get for first name and what value I'm going to get for last name. Maybe I'm reading some user input, or maybe I'm calling some xyz function to get the first name and last name. Assume like that. Okay, so I don't know what I have to print here directly a hard-coded value. So simply what I did, I have placed some placeholders. There are some gaps here, placeholders. Later that will be provided the value. We can provide the value. So how I can provide? It's a string. For string, we have a method called format. In Python, we have a method called format. So I provided a string dot format. I provided two values here, Vamsi and Kamal. So Vamsi will be considered as argument 1, Kamal will be considered as argument 2. Argument or parameter, we can say anything. So Vamsi will be placed in the first placeholder. Kamal will be placed in the second placeholder. If I run this, see here, first name is Vamsi, last name is Kamal. Like that, I got the output. Okay, assume that one argument, one value, I want to repeat some x number of times, or maybe I want to swap the elements in different order. Okay, assume that order is also matter for me. How should I write the statement? Say print. Okay, maybe I'll copy the same statement. For example, I'll copy the same statement. I'll make a small change. First name, last name, then full stop. For example, welcome, Mr. I want to say Vamsi here, for example. Okay, the point I want to say here is first name Vamsi, last name Kamal. Welcome, Mr. Vamsi. That way, I want to print the output. For example, how can I do that? So simple. When we are passing these arguments will have some indexes. Those indexes will start from 0. So if you are passing 10 indexes, for example, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, okay, up 0 to 9, the indexes will be there if you are providing 10 values. Here I am passing 2 values. Vamsi index will be 0, Kamal index will be 1. So here we can provide the indexes also, like 0, 1, again 0, for example. Okay, so when you are not worried about any swapping or any kind of thing, it's very much straightforward. For example, the first argument should go to the first placeholder, the second one goes to the second placeholder. Like that, a number of arguments are there. You can simply write the empty placeholders. Okay, if index matters for you, the first uh, argument should be used in multiple places. For example, here you want to use, and here also you want to use. Second argument you want to use one place, maybe third argument is also there, you want to use it in couple of places. If index also matters for you, you have to write like this: the placeholder, for the placeholder you have to provide the index. See, first name is Vamsi, last name is Kamal. So welcome Mr. Vamsi. So I got this output. Okay, another example I'll show you. Print, say for example I want to print Vamsi space Kamal. Okay, so what does it mean? Line number 14. In the print statement, I have provided Vamsi as one string. Of course, Vamsi space also I have given, otherwise I won't get the space. Plus Kamal also I have provided. Two arguments I provided, I mentioned a plus symbol. What happens is, now this plus symbol will be evaluated first. So two arguments with plus symbol are there. This part will be evaluated. What does it mean? When you are applying a plus symbol against two string values or text values, what it will do, it will concatenate. It will keep them side by side and considered as a single string. Now what we are doing with that output, we are printing the output. So Vamsi Kamal will be printed as a single statement. You can write like this also. Okay, fine. Okay, let me write one more example. Okay, till here consider maybe basics. uh, Next one is a different example. I want to get output like this: print maybe some value like maybe Sunday. I'll say Sunday. I don't write all. Generally when we are writing in loops, okay, when we are writing something repeatedly, we may get this kind of requirements: Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't write more. Okay, Wednesday, Wednesday. Okay, fine. So if I run this, we know the output for line number 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be printed line by line. I want to print them side by side. Is it possible? I want to print a Sunday space Monday space Tuesday Wednesday, like that. But I don't want to write everything in the same print statement, some XYZ reason. Okay, maybe I'm executing some loop. In the loop, these are like some variables, some temporary variables or something. Okay, some reason I can't write in the same statement. Assume that. Okay, and I want to keep them in the same line. How is it possible? Actually, if I write print Sunday within double quotes, that means this. Okay, by default in print statement we have one character. That character name is new line character. Okay, even if I write print Sunday in the double quotes, or even if I write print Sunday comma end equals to \n, even if I write this way or that way, both are same. What I mean to say here is, in print statement there is a property called end. Okay, its default value is \n. In programming world, in computer world, \n character means new line. Okay, it's a new line character. Even in documents or everywhere, even scripting language, programming language, everywhere in computer world, it's not with the Python, it's with the computer world. If it is it's a \n means it's a new line. What is happening here when line number 16 is getting executed? Sunday will be printed, SUNDAY will be printed. After Y, new line character will be printed. New line character means when new line character is printed, the cursor will go to the next line. While displaying the data one by one, the cursor will go to the next line. And line number 17 will be executed. Monday will be printed. And after Y, new line character will be printed. That means the cursor will go to the next line. That way, print statement by default printing all the values in the different lines. Okay, for some reason I don't want to do it in a different line. I want to do it in the single line with the spaces. For example, what I have to do is I have to write like this. Just change the value of this one. If you don't pass any value for the end property in the print method, it will by default consider new line character as the value. If you pass end equals to space or anything, so if you pass some value, it will consider that value. So if I run this one, what is the output for? Please ignore up to line number 14. Okay, if you consider the output for line number 16, 17, 18, 19, if you see here, Sunday space, Monday space, Tuesday space, Wednesday, I got like this. Okay, for example, I want to have them as comma separated values or semicolon separated values. I can say like this. Okay, okay, so print Sunday comma n equals to comma separated. So if I run this one, so see like this, Sunday comma Monday comma Tuesday comma Wednesday. Okay, at the end I don't want, for example, I don't want to have this, just to avoid last comma. Guys, please be on mute. Okay, so if I run this now, what I'll get? Sunday comma Monday comma Tuesday, Wednesday, and here new line character. Because of new line character, we are getting a space here. Okay, so for any questions, any line, if you don't understand, please let me know. I'm expanding this program.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. So you used a character like and in the print along with in the print method. Okay. Okay. So and is equal to when, so if I don't provide any space, and is equal to single quote. So if I don't provide any space, so there would be a space between the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No.
No. It will be printed at a one.
If I don't provide any space here, and equals
Yes.
to only opening and closing single quotes. That is what you are saying, right? So
Yes,
if I
yes,
run
yes.
this, see the output. If you can see my output here, there is
Okay,
no
okay,
space between Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. So whatever we will, I mean, feed in inside the single code, that thing will be printed in the console.
Yes, in between, yeah. After Monday, immediately after Y, the last character of the last character, this will be printed, whatever you are providing.
Okay.
If you don't provide anything, new line character will be printed. That means it's like a enter key for you. It will go to the cursor, will go to the next line.
No, if I don't provide the end character or end attribute, then it will be go to the next line.
Yes. Okay, for
Otherwise,
Monday, for example, yeah, go ahead.
Otherwise, whatever we will mention inside the single code, that thing will be printed.
Correct. If you don't provide anything,
or if be using the escape sequence character, then the flavor of the or the essence of the escape sequence, that will be, if that will, it will play an impact, or it will put an impact on the console.
Yes. If I say, for example, tab here, tab means 8 characters, right? 8 or 4, I think. 1. See here, I got some space. I provided escape character tab here. I got some space here. Okay.
It is, I think, 8 byte. Tab is 8 byte.
But sometimes actually while writing the documentation and all, it will take 8 characters. Sometimes it consider 4 characters. Maybe it is a setting somewhere, I think, and
Oh,
based on the editor you are using, you have to mention like for tab character how many spaces you want to give, something like that. Somewhere we configure that, as per I remember. Even you're writing documents also, you can mention like what does it mean by \t, how many characters you want to give space.
okay. Just one more question. You have
Yeah.
used the curly braces in the print statement.
Yes.
So could you please go to the
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So you had used the first name curly braces, last name curly braces format. So if I am not providing the value for example, I have used the 3 curly braces, but I am providing the only that, or I am passing only the 2 value in the format method. Okay, so
Very good
it
question.
would
Yeah.
work, or is there any error?
If you provide
More curly braces but less
say,
value.
can see that
Error.
replacement index to out of range.
Okay.
Okay. If you see the output again, it executed all the previous lines. We got the output for the previous lines. Okay. Only failed line given us error. The same thing you can test for this also. It's not a problem.
Okay, if I am providing a more value but less curly braces, then it would work fine.
Yeah, you can't say curly braces, you can say placeholders. Placeholders would
Yeah,
be the
okay,
right
sorry,
word.
sorry,
So
sorry.
if you are
Place
having
okay, yes.
less placeholders, yeah, so that's fine. But if you are providing more placeholders, means you must pass value for everything.
Okay.
Okay, clear?
Yes.
Anybody else is having any questions?
How about dynamic values?
Yes, actually for now, my focus is only on print. But for now, I have mentioned all the hard-coded values. This works the same way with the dynamic values also. I'll be next step would be showing the with variables only. I'll show the example. Okay.
Okay.
It works in the same way for the dynamic values also. Ideally, in real time, we use the dynamic values only, but for our understanding purpose, I have hard-coded the values. Hard-coded means if anyone new to the word this wording, here I am providing Vamsi, Kamal, M like this data. I'm giving the direct value in the program. When you're giving direct value, we'll say hard coding. So actually, these values should come through variables. Okay, from maybe user input or from function calling like that. Okay, next in the next program we will be seeing that kind of examples. Any more questions? I'll wait 2 minutes. Done. Good. So I'll share this program with you guys. You just practice this once with your own hands so that you will get more clarity. Okay, the same program, if I want to execute through console, can I execute? Okay, even though I'm using Pycharm as my editor, where I can develop my application, where I can write coding of my application, and I can run. Still, at the end, it's basically generating some Python files only, right? So in my C drive, so path print example.py is there. So it's finally preparing one Python file. The same code I can write by opening a notepad or notepad++ or edit++, any editor. I can write the same code and I can save it like print example.py, okay, in some location. So assume that I have this file available here. Instead of rewriting, I want to use this file only. Okay, here are my files available. Okay, I can execute these files. So I can open the command prompt. Say for example, you have not installed Pycharm. What you can do is you can simply write the same code in your notepad or any editor, save it as .py file, and you can run using the command prompt. Only disadvantage is when you are writing with notepad or any low level editors, intelligence will not come. So you have to remember everything and you have to write properly. When you are using this type of IDEs, they will help us, like when you are writing print and all, it will be giving the suggestions. Okay, for now I want to run this. Okay, Py or Python, anything is fine. Py space, I'll say C colon backslash Py underscore May underscore 2020 backslash demo backslash uh, print example dot py. See here, I got the output. So I can run my applications through console also. From the command prompt also I can run. How I can run? I have to say py space the file path, wherever the path is there. If you notice here, I'm executing my Python command under C colon users del. How I'm able to do that? Because my Python path, my Python script location is added to the path environment variables path. As that is available, it is added, so I can run my Python commands from anywhere in my computer, from any folder in my computer. Otherwise, I have to go to the path where it is installed. From there, I have to run. Okay, not only Py, you can type Python also. Python will also work. Python C colon Py May 2020 2020 slash demo slash print example dot py. This will also give you the same output. Okay, so just I have taken the help of IDE, but you can use any IDE, any editor, that is fine. Okay, hope you all are clear with this topic.